growing up, I thought sales was about hustling.
I wasn't selling anymore. I was finding solutions.
Sales, as you join your credit union movement, it became more about a tool for you to live out your mission.
Sales is persuasiveness.
Where the credit union gives us space to embrace curiosity.
What ServiceStar did for us is it heightened what was already there.
You're listening to the Credit Union Leadership Podcast, a podcast that delivers value and offers up insight that'll help your credit union grow. ServiceStar has been consulting with credit unions for over 20 years, growing them in the areas of cultural development, leadership development, and management training. To learn more about what ServiceStar can do for you or your credit union, check them out at servicestarconsulting.com.
Welcome to the Credit Union Leadership Podcast. I am Scott Anderle, and I'm here with Scott
Albrecht, and we are here with two shining stars from our work at ServiceStar Consulting. We today are going to talk about what, Scott Anderle?
Talk about sales, something we haven't talked about in a while. And why we're doing that is I want to talk about a challenge I've seen, Albrecht, and maybe you've seen this a lot. But I had a discussion yesterday. I was actually trying to get her on the show, but she was busy, with some branch managers and people that are heading up sales and member experience, and a conversation that I think reflects a lot of conversations I've had. What she was saying, hey, we're trying to bring in referrals. Our goal is 10 a month per teller. But as we're trying to do this, they did their own course talking about how selling is caring, but they talked about the why, but they weren't able to equip them with some practical skills to where the tellers started feeling overwhelmed about how to do this. And because of feeling overwhelmed, it started bringing a little more tension in the team, to the point where they said, hey, let's put a pause on referring altogether. And that's what we don't want, Albrecht. Is this something that you've seen a lot with credit unions?
Yeah, it's a tension between a for-profit problem, which is we need to make profit.
Yeah.
Right. And so those skills work, but it doesn't work to just roll that out carte blanche into the credit union movement. And it also doesn't work to just lead with the why we should sell and not give the skills. And so that's where the tension, I feel like, lies. Are we really selling when we're saving somebody money? Not really. But the skills that you use to sell something to raise the stock price of a for-profit Fortune 500 company work. And so anytime we start beating down the path of asking open-ended questions, assuming the sale, overcoming objections, the mindset for the credit union employee is, oh, this doesn't sound like credit union stuff. Because it's not. It's a for-profit model that works in a not-for-profit space because we're really not selling anything if we're saving people money. If we're doing it the right way, we're actually benefiting, not selling, but you still need the skills to be able to do it.
Yeah. Talking about these skills, something I was thinking about, Albrecht, is we've been working with a lot of credit unions. We've seen the trajectory of how this has improved people's leadership, but also improved, the sales results, but it's also living out the mission of helping our members win with money. So I wanted to bring up some, I would call them some good friends of mine now in the movement that have been with us. I'm bringing on Tori and Jheniffer, both from Florida, but from different credit unions, and both have partnered up with us to help improve their sales and improve their cultures and do this the right way. So let's do a quick introduction. Let's start with you, Jheniffer. Jheniffer, what credit union you work at? What do you do there? And how did you meet ServiceStar?
All right. I am from Publix Employees Federal Credit Union. I'm a branch manager there. Well, here, not there.
Yeah.
But I met Scott when he held our training on Saturday, April 12th, and we were able to partner up with him to train our team on sale, and as well as Mike. I met Mike at leadership coaching. That was fun.
And what I'll say is that specific Publix training is probably one of the most life-giving trainings for me, because it wasn't just the leaders were excited about it. It was everyone was excited about. Like, I could tell that everyone's heart, it was in the right place, and that doing the stuff from sales, doing the stuff from service excellence was something they were eager about because they cared about serving their members. And for me, that amps me up, which is really cool. Also, what I'm hearing you say is you took our what would you call him? Chief Learning Officer, Albrecht? Yeah, Chief Learning.
Yes.
Yeah, Mike, it's not meant to just take a sales course. It's meant to have a sales course, and then we teach your leaders how to implement those skills with their team. And that's something you went through. So we'll definitely be tapping into your experience with that and how that's been going. Thanks, Jheniffer. Tori, let's hear a little bit about you. How did we meet? What did you do then? And I also know that you've recently gone through a little bit of a change.
Yeah, so Tori Linville, I've at the time that you and I met, I was actually at San Antonio Citizens Federal Credit Union in Florida. I was the assistant branch manager in their Zephyr Hills branch. I was very fortunate to actually meet you through one of the sales classes that you had given us, and you lit a fire under every single person that you met. It
Cool.
was
Thanks.
phenomenal, and it helped me to the class itself actually helped me to coach my team at that time. I am currently working for another credit union, but I still fall back on those lessons that I learned when I was at San Antonio.
Yeah, oh, for real. Like these sales skills can be used in multiple areas of life because we're always selling something, whether it's an idea, whether it's to get someone to have extreme ownership to be part of our team and our mission. But specifically, what we're talking about here is credit union products, referrals, things like that. Fun thing. So when Tori and I had met, I think a big bonding moment for us was you were pregnant with your second kid, and I'm about to
Mhm.
have my second kid right now
Yeah.
in about a few weeks. How old is your second born?
So she actually just turned 6 months old, and she underwent her first cleft lip surgery. So
Oh, wow.
she's doing phenomenal. She is a strong little fighter, and oh my gosh,
Man,
she's got the biggest, most beautiful smile. I could talk about it all day.
that's awesome. And the fact that you're here and went through a career change during all that just speaks a lot to your tenacity and energy. So thank you
Thank
for
you.
being here. So,
Of
guys,
course.
as we do this in our course, maybe y'all remember, but one of the things I always start off a little bit as a joke, but it really gets to the heart of it is I ask people, what was your gut reaction when you were told you had to come to a sales class? And I want to start the question off the same way, but a little bit different. I want to hear, all right, before Service Star partnered up with you and you took this sales course, what has your view been on sales growing up? Is it something that comes naturally to you? Is it something that you've been in sales roles? When a salesman knocks on your door or someone asks you to buy stuff, or you have a family member getting to a sales job, what's your gut reaction with that?
No, go first.
Good.
I'm like, all right. So growing up, like I thought sales was about hustling. Now I was a Girl Scout when I was 8 back in the day.
Oh, hustling those tagalongs.
Hustle,
Yes.
and we used to go knock on for door to door. You had to know which neighbor was gonna really buy your cookies or support the Girl Scout. But as I matured and came into the professional world, sale was not all about yourself. It was about helping people.
Mm.
So that's what I learned. And then I learned like making it more powerful and trying to find the right product in their hands. So, but it took me some growing from the Girl Scout cookies to the
Yeah.
professional world. So,
Yeah, it's interesting what I'm hearing you say is because some people view sales a different way. Where I was just talking to my sister who's looking at a sales based role, and a lot of sales based roles, the personality types, the strengths they have is they're high in achievement and they're very competitive. Where what I'm hearing is the hustling, competitive. How many Girl Scout cookies can I sell? But then what I'm hearing, part of your belief with sales is if I've got a good product that fits a need they have, then that is selling. It's I'm matching them with something they need, which,
correct.
I would say makes selling Girl Scout cookies really easy because everyone needs tagalongs, Samoas, the s'more cookies, the
The
lemon cookies,
s'mores.
all of it. It's all so good. And I think it speaks to the importance of you need to have a good product with
Right.
selling. So if I'm hearing you right, sales was sales something you shied away from or something that did
I
it
mean,
feel uncomfortable?
at first, yes, but then as I grew older and was like, because I worked at Marshalls, and Marshall was like a quota based thing. Like you had to meet the quotas, and so that led me to be okay. Does this person really need this? And I just learned it and kept consistent with it into my banking world.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just was comfortable with it at first. At first, I wasn't, but going into later on, I'm like, okay, I got this. This is good. This is not bad.
It's something you had to work out. All right, so
Right.
like a muscle. Like Tori, what about you? Oh, similar, different experience?
So I would say for me, I'm going to start with my banking career. So when I started in banking, I worked at a
Oh,
large bank. That
yeah.
bank is no longer around, but I remember my first 2.5 years of banking just pushing for the sales of these credit cards. I remember that. And I remember there was one moment right at the end of my bank career where was forced to sell a credit card to a 93-year-old woman who had no need for this credit card. She accepted it. She had already been through multiple bankruptcies. She really did not have a need for it, but she got it. She was approved for a $10,000 limit. And I remember the drop in my gut when I told her it was approved. And approval should be a happy moment. And I didn't have that moment with this particular client at that time. So fast forward to credit union days, that completely flipped. I wasn't selling anymore. I was finding solutions, and I was finding the right products and services for the members that fit their personal lives to make them become financially successful and financially free, really. I
Yeah.
wasn't selling a product just to have my referral counts high. I was I was providing a product, I was selling a product that the member could leave at the end of the day and that I could leave at the end of the day with a better feeling in my stomach and knowing that I had done the right thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's beautifully put. So for you, sales, as you join your credit union movement, it became more about a tool for you to live out your mission, is what I'm hearing you
Yes.
say. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yes.
Man. Albrecht, as Tori was telling me a little bit about her bank background, it reminded me of your bank background where they were like analyzing or observing every single thing you did, like by the minute, to the point where you said you felt guilty, like going to the bathroom or like making a phone call. Albrecht, what about you? Like, I feel like you're a natural, like woo is one of your top five. It's a strength that you have. Has your view of change? I mean, has your view of sales changed over time or has it been the same?
Oh, I'll tell you this. I've not met a lot of people who would self-select themselves as a salesperson. Like they wouldn't self-identify or say, I'm a salesperson. Very few people I've met in my journey that would actually, pin themselves as that. And I've also met very few people who would never use sales as a skill. So there's so many people that need to be able to sell, right? If you're not the board of directors, then you're taking orders from the board of directors. And so that means even if you have the best idea in the world, unless you have the ability to persuade somebody else that that idea is a good idea, it's just going to sit there. And so regardless of your position in the credit union, regardless of your position in a marriage as a sibling. I mean, you learn sales when you're a brother and, and you're trying to get, the GI Joe and he's got something you want and and we're negotiating. And so sales is persuasiveness. And so my outlook on sales is very similar to what we've been told by for-profit industry. And it's been an eye-opening experience for me to see in a not-for-profit space the emphasis on products and services being something that needs that same sales skill, but actually does give that I'm approved dopamine spike versus I'm approved sinking in the
Stomach
stomach
drop.
feeling. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to chase a rabbit real quick, but you're talking about the skills of persuasiveness. And I think I took Ken Coleman's Get Clear assessment, and that's actually how I found this role for me, which is great. But it tells you like your skills, your passions, and the impact you want to make. And for me, it said I want to make the impact of influence. And I feel like influence in persuading, those words now have a negative term, and we need to view it from another perspective. And as we're influencing people, we can positively influence people to help them win with money, not to manipulate them. And I think about how you, Albrecht, was talking about the importance of having persuasive skills. I'm reading a book called, it says, Don't Say But. It's a book about public speaking and just being a better speaker. But in the book, he talks about you don't need to be speaking in front of people to use this stuff. He says that, like you, he uses the example of choosing what movie to go watch or suggesting a movie to go watch and being able to use these speaking skills of persuasion to help state your point and why you think it would be cool and get people on board with something like that. Really, really cool stuff. So from what I'm hearing, sales, Tori, you had a little bit of a switch life moment. Jheniffer, it sounds like this was something you constantly grew in and became more natural for you. I want you to paint the picture for me. So let's say like a month before y'all took this Service Star sales training, what was the culture like at your specific branch when it came to sales? Did you have a lot of people making referrals, suggesting other products? Did you have people that were absolutely terrified and wouldn't even look your members in the eye? Like what was the culture like? What was sales like at with your specific team a month before the Service Star training?
Go ahead, Tori.
Oh, so I really get excited about this particular topic because what Service Star did for us is it heightened what was already there. So we have these two employees, I had these two
you're at a different place,
employees.
yeah.
They're all amazing, but these two particular employees, I had a head teller who, no matter what, she had this knack for going through an account in a matter of just moments, identifying where an opportunity was, and knowing and being able to say to that member, hey, we have this really great product. I want to personally walk you over to the desk and I want to get you into a much better financial position. And she would go through all of the different products and she would truly leave her station, walk that member over to the desk, sit them down, shake their hand, introduce them to that person that they were going to be working with. And if she had the ability to, she would sit there during the entire interaction. It was amazing. Wow. She was amazing. Now, the other individual, she was an IRA expert. The most knowledgeable person when it comes to individual retirement accounts that you will ever meet in your life was this person. And no matter what, when there was an IRA question, the members knew, okay, we're going to go to this individual. We're going to go to her and she's going to have all the answers and she's going to guide me. And what she would do is she would, instead of letting that money like sit in an IRA, just a regular IRA that was only paying 0.35% at the time, she would say, okay, we offer these other investment options where you can put this into a CD. You're not touching the money anyway. Why not earn more interest? Or she was just very knowledgeable and she was always finding the right solutions. These two particular individuals, amazing salespeople, but also just solution finders. They were dream makers and it was beautiful.
Wow. 3 different terms: salespeople, solution finders, and dream makers. Yeah. Like those could be different roles for sales positions at your organization. So what I'm hearing from you, Tori, is you specifically said it heightened the skill set that was already there. You had people that cared about this, that were skilled in this, and that this heightened it. Jheniffer, what about you? I know you've been at PEFCU for a while. The people on your team, have they been there as long as you? Are they as comfortable with sales as you?
So with Service Star, so the thing about that is we have tenured tellers. Like some of our tellers here has been here 20 years and plus. So the fear for them is the fear of rejection, right? But after Service Star, we learned about the 10-second referral, right? What does everybody come in to do when they come to a brand? They in a rush, get my money and go out. And you're seeing your familiar members, right? Their faces. And then what is it like? Should I tell them about that again or not? But no, what they did was they let them know, here, we have this great high-yield money market. We have this CD. Here's how it can save you money. And what they learn how to do is just figure to do that, the spill in 10 seconds. Like we role played and we figured, hey, let's see what we can get John to use today. And it's been helping them. And then like Tori said, like they have been actually coming outside of the pod, the teller area, and getting the members to sit with the MA. I call it tag team success because it's like WWE.
Tag team success.
Team 5, I got you, you got me. So so that's
man, I want to make that a service standard now. Tag team success, WWE
success.
style. Oh, that's awesome. So what I'm hearing from you, Jheniffer, is that you've got employees that have been there for a long time. And
Correct.
what's surprising to hear is I've been doing this forever. We're bringing about change, like the 10-second referral that you said was huge for them. And which the 10-second referral, if you're a listener, it's we have a 4-hour class that builds up to it, but it's just the benefit statement on steroids where we just, you did it. You said our checking account can save you money. Here's a feature and here's some more stuff on it. Have a great day. And then boom, it's done. So my question for you, Jheniffer, is did your whole team jump on board right away? Or was there some stuff you had to enact as a coach? Because if someone's been doing something for 20 years and you're asking them to do something new that they've never thought about before, I feel like that would be that would provide discomforts for some people on our team.
The most were hesitant, but then it was just about the behavior change, changing their mindset, and constantly observing and catching them doing something right. That helps. Celebrating the small wins with them. I was like, okay, there was one or two was like, I don't know. But after constantly doing it and seeing the benefit of where the newer tellers were going and doing it and getting a referral, they were like, oh, I could do that. If she could do this, I got this. So it was just like, let me watch my teammate hustle over here. Now I'm going to start hustling. So
yeah.
They open their minds.
This reminds me of a course we teach called Leading Change. And part of Leading Change, you just said it, Jheniffer, is you had some people that were on board. You had some people that we call the fence sitters that they say, I don't know if we're actually going to do this. Should I do this? But what you just said is you would catch them doing it right. And you're saying, oh man, when you do that, that's living out our value of service. You're living out our mission of helping our members live their financially best life. And then those fence sitters see that and they go, oh, that's all it is? Oh, that's why it's important? And now you're saying because you've done that as a coach, everyone's starting to hop on board now. That's fascinating to hear because it's only been like, as of this date of the podcast, maybe a month and a half since doing that. And so I think that also speaks to your leadership and the culture that you're creating as well. That's really, really cool. Tori, so you've got really skilled people on your team that you were at during the time of this training. We came in, we started doing the training on becoming a sales champion. Now walk me through, all right, what did it look like the week to like 3 months after for you as a leader? How did you see your team expound upon this? How did you lead your team? What was a skill that was a big takeaway for your branch?
So for us, for me, I've always been a very forthcoming person. I've always been someone who wants to sit down, coach, talk, find the best way for each person to work. You want to put them in the position and in the role that maximizes them. So, and maximizes their skills and their strengths. So for us, the first week or two, I remember talking with one of my coworkers, one of my employees, and he was hesitant. He said, Tori, I don't know. I came from a sales background and this is great. I love what they're saying and what they're doing, but I'm nervous. I'm nervous. And he was also new to the MSR role. Now it's owner advocate. So he was nervous. He was nervous about what it meant for our credit union and for his role. So we sat down, we talked about it, and we found where his hesitation was. And his hesitation was more so he was concerned that we were headed towards big bank. So we talked about it and we said, and I got him to kind of flip the focus and understand that this isn't about becoming a big bank. This is about truly finding solutions for our members so that they can be successful, so that they can live in a way that they don't have to worry about how they're going to pay for the roof, when the next hurricane comes through. We want them to be successful. And if we changed our focus to be solution driven and to help them, then it changes it. And it did for him. And now he drives and he pushes and he says, okay, this is what you have. This is what you need. I still talk to him today and he's a phenomenal salesperson at that branch now. He really is doing amazing things. Yeah.
Wow. You keep talking about solutions and I think about the solution finder title that you came up with. Simon Sinek is a guy I'm a huge fan of. And he talks about this one thing. You can find a YouTube video, but he says a good salesperson asks about 7 questions. A great salesperson will ask about 37 questions. And I think going into this, I want to find solutions to help your life. A great salesperson is also very curious and inquisitive. Whereas, correct me if I'm wrong, Tori and Albrecht, but with y'all's background in the banks, the culture I'm getting is very checklist. Like, all right, did I suggest this product? Did I do this? Did I sell this? It's just more of cross it off the list, cross it off the list. Where the credit union gives us space to embrace curiosity. And I want to learn more about you. What do y'all have to say on that? Is that something that you would say, yeah, at the bank we did see that? Hey,
Well,
this is what our credit union's about. This is what I strive for.
this is not
Albrecht.
this is not research based, but I know of a bank type manager who came over to the credit union and started to hire for extroverted people at the credit union because they wanted to improve sales. And what they found was the extroverted people were talking too much. And so they flipped it to hiring introverted people. And the introverted people listened more and they improved their sales because they were hiring listeners instead of people who are blabbing their mouth off about the credit union history and the credit union, philosophy and our products and services and all of our features. And they had more tendencies to feature dump as extroverts and more tendencies to listen as introverts. And so I thought that was pretty fascinating. Again, not grounded in, academic research, not something that we train, but it does align with your points quite well.
Yeah, man, that's really cool. So let's transition a little bit. When we end off this, if you have your phones, I want to do a fun quiz from maybe some stuff. We'll see how much you remember from sales. But before we get there, I want to open it up to y'all a bit and maybe 2 things. One thing is, Jheniffer, it's been about a month, 2 months since you took our sales course, and you're in the middle of coaching our team. You're about to go through our last coaching module with Mike, I think, next week.
Yes.
Yeah. Tori, this has been about almost a year now. It was August. With this, but you're also in a completely new role. And maybe, like you said, you've seen how this sales stuff works in it. I want to open up to you. What do you want to share with the listeners, or what questions do you have for us to discuss? I'm putting you on the spot. If you don't have anything, that's fine. But think about it.
I don't think I have any questions, but I think I want to say, like, it is going through Service Star with your team, even if you're a person that say, I'm a seller, I got this, I don't need this class. I've been at the credit union, we know our products, remember, love our products, it sells itself. But going through Service Star is a game changer for us. It helped open up our mindset. It let us do different strategy. Like my team, they loving the benefit statement. They using it daily. Also, like I said, one of my associates, she was really fearful of rejection. Like she was like, I don't want to do it because they're gonna say no. So again, my little role play. I did a difficult member, really nice member that's like, yeah, I'll do it, but no, I won't do it. And a member that was just like, nah, like I don't have time for this. So we did that, and it's been helping her. And every time she speaks to someone, she's like, I did it. It was okay. They said no, but they're gonna call me back. So that I feel like, even though training is always helpful because it always change your mindset. It always give you a tool that you yourself didn't know. I learned a lot too. Like I'm saying I'm a top seller, but I learned a lot of things in a short amount of time. So I say definitely this is a game changer in the credit union industry and for the Publix credit union and for Tori too.
Yeah. Jheniffer, something hearing you talk about how this is a game changer and you learned something even with your vast experience in sales, you keep using the term fear of rejection, which and we talk about from our studies, academic level research studying the top performing credit unions, we found the top 3 reluctancies for credit union employees towards sales. And one of those is the fear of rejection. So I'm hearing that power of definition is helping you understand your team more, or your team can call out the fear. And then we talked about how do we combat the fear of rejection? It's to have the heart of a teacher. And it sounds like you're having these transactional coaching sessions with your teammate to really talk about how can we have the heart of the teacher, or as Tori says, be the solution finders for our team. Really, really cool. And thank you. That was really cool to say. Tori, what questions, what thoughts, if any, do you have?
So no questions here, but I actually want to go ahead and piggyback off of the heart of the teacher. I know
Yeah.
that's something that you and I have talked about before. It's something that I'm very passionate about. In my old role, it was something that I really truly wanted to embrace having the heart of a teacher. I
Yeah.
truly, and not just, to my internal members, but my external members as well. So my people and my members. What I have done, I've only been at this new role for a couple of weeks now, but what I've done is I've really tried to implement that, the heart of
Oh,
the
tell us
teacher.
real quick the
Mhm.
role that you're in. I don't know if we've got that on the
Oh,
recording.
sure. Sorry. So I'm in community outreach now. So my
Ah,
job is I work for a smaller credit union down here in Florida, and we specialize in taking care of healthcare workers. So if it is affiliated with healthcare, we want you to come bank with us because we offer a huge array, a full suite of products and services that are perfect for healthcare workers. And because we focus on those types of workers, we can actually offer even better products sometimes, such as higher earning interest or higher yielding interest rates on CDs, lower interest rates on auto loans. And something new that I've learned about is that we actually we do a lot of rate matching. So that's a new concept for me.
yeah.
But just in the last 2.5 weeks that I've been doing this role, I've had to become the student, but also wear the hat. It's like multiple hats. I take one off and put one on, take one
Yeah.
on, put one on, or take one off. It's constantly interchanging because I'm learning these things about this new credit union because it's amazing what we do and how we help people. But I'm also learning the role too. So I'm having to be the heart of a teacher while also having kind of the heart of a student, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I think the best teachers are always seeking to learn.
Mhm.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt. Keep going.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the general gist. It's I'm able to compare, between my old institution, which was more broad, whereas this one is a seg. We
Mhm.
focus on one industry. So it's nice to see the comparisons, but truly I really believe in the heart of the teacher. I really,
Yeah.
truly do.
Well, in the heart of a teacher, let's pull out our phones. So for the listeners, they'll be able to watch this on YouTube, but also most of them listen through whatever podcast streaming app they have. We're going to pause it real quick. I want to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll get right back to this. Service Stars target leadership. Credit unions executives, we cannot afford to have breakdowns in key leadership areas. If you have breakdowns in communication, what's that going to create? Unnecessary conflict, drama, and just dropping the ball. If we have breakdowns in relationship, what does this create? Mistrust, toxic environments. If there's breakdowns in alignment, we're wasting effort. We're losing time. There's division. Breakdowns in execution. Oh my gosh, we're talking about unmet goals, missed deadlines, blown budgets, and damaged credibility. These are the things you don't want. What you need to do is gain insights into your strengths and weaknesses by diagnosing each of these leadership areas and pinpointing opportunities for improvement. And guess what? Service Star Consulting and Giant Worldwide are joining forces to nurture credit union leaders who can inspire. We've got a certified coach, Peter Tyson, who is going to test these out and work on these skills to help you develop your talent, your alignment, your reflection, your growth, your engagement, and tailored coaching sessions, one-on-one coaching sessions where you get to reflect what you've learned on during these courses. This is a great thing. If you've taken Emerging Leaders and Vertex, this is the next step in your leadership journey. This is meant for managers, directives, and executive leaders. It's also meant for people that want to become executive leaders. So don't wait. Sign up today. The link is in the show notes. Ads over. Let's get back to it. Here we go. We're going to ask some questions, and at the, each question we can have a little bit of discussion as well. And listeners, y'all can listen along and think, all right, what would I answer and stuff here? So this is the same software that I used when I trained on site at both of y'all's locations. So let's pull this up, put it on PowerPoint mode. So I like using my phone. You can use your computer, but the phone works a lot easier for me. So give that thing a scan. And once it's scanned, do the thumbs up. So I know once I see 4 people here, we'll get to the first one. Man, y'all beat me. All right, here we go. So here's the first question. We ready? Well,
Yes. Ready.
it's going to give us the opportunity to name ourselves, which on here, if you want to name yourself, you can. When I train on site, I tell people no because you don't want to be the one person out of like 50 people, but here it's a
Right.
safer spot. All right, so here's how it works. Answer right, get points. Answer right the fastest, get more points. So here's the first question. In our training, credit unions must use which sales tactic? What do we talk about? Is it relational sales, script-based sales, or manipulation? What do we teach? What sales tactic do we need to use? And everyone's voted, and survey says, let's see. I know it's been a while, Tori, but you got it. All right. Can someone speak onto this? Into this idea of relational sales? What does that mean to you? How does this look like in action?
So for me, this is listening. This is truly hearing, and it's not just listening, it's absorbing what the member is saying. You are taking the time to ask these open-ended questions and to hear and dig and find that true reason for what they are needing. When they come in and they say, well, I just need to get a personal loan for $15,000 so I can pay off, all of these debts. It's knowing that you can ask some additional questions, establish the relationship, and find out that, well, yes, but it sounds like what you really need is to have a little more income in your pocket every month. Let's find the best possible way to do that. So it's doing it in a roundabout way, but being able to have those open-ended conversations.
Man, that's a beautiful way to put it. And Jheniffer, I was just thinking, I've been talking with Lewis, who was at the same training as you, and a big skill they're working on is open-ended questions. Exactly for that reason is we want to make sure that the members getting the right product for them and asking open-ended questions instead of just assuming, yeah, we'll do that for you. Yeah.
Just active listening, like just building your rapport, listening. It might not be the right fit for them. Just a simple conversation. Remember coming to do a transaction like, oh man, my car broke down. I'm about to go pay this. We offer car loans. So just listening and then inserting yourself and showing that you care, and empathy too. Empathy works.
Yeah. Yeah. We spent a lot of time on empathy with y'all's group.
Yes,
that was
we
really fun.
did.
All right. Here's the next question. Ready? All right.
Yes.
Question number 2 says, all right, how do we identify our members' needs? Oh, I know how this question goes. Is it actively listening, observing, or asking open-ended questions?
Oh.
So Tori's like, shoot. Well, it's a trick question. They're all right.
It's a trick question.
Yeah, because in that whole step, we practice each one of those. I just do that to get people scared, or maybe I'll see what stuck out to them the most. But mostly what happens is people click the first one. But for y'all, y'all clicked actively listening and questions, which goes right with the theme that we were talking about. All right, let's look at the next question right here. One of these questions is going to be about coaching. But yeah, as a coach, when do we use effective confrontation? Tori's going to be like, what are we talking about? So Jheniffer, this is on you. Do we use effective confrontation when an employee is unable but willing to do something, or unwilling and able to do something?
Oh, they would disappear.
Unwilling and able. All right. So Jheniffer, can you talk on this? Give me like a quick 30-second elevator pitch on what is effective confrontation, so Tori has an idea.
So it's when you talking to the members, the members, I'm stuck on members, associates, and you're holding them accountable, and you're asking them to come up to the plan, like, what are you gonna do? Instead of you as a leader saying, here's what's gonna work for you. No, here's what the situation is, and tell me what you're gonna do about it to help you get through what you're struggling with. And so that's what makes it effective.
Very, very quickly put. Great job, Jheniffer. And yeah, so this would be like benefit statements or the 10-second referral that you said was huge. Like if you're saying, hey, we're going to start saying the 10-second referral with everyone now, and one person's not doing it, they're unwilling to do it, but they're able, then you have that conversation, say, hey, what are you going to do? Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's see what the next one is. I'm keeping you all on your toes for a little bit.
Yes, you are. This is fun.
All right. Which of the following is not a key benefit? So in the course, we talked about 5 key benefits. It's been a while for Tori. It's been about a month and a half for you, Jheniffer. Let's see if you remember which one of these is not a key benefit. Is it convenience, luxury, or peace of mind? Let's see. Let's see. In surveys, yes, luxury. All right. Luxury is definitely a benefit of some products, but for credit union products, we're not going in to buy like, what is it? Gucci or like really fancy couches and stuff. No, they're coming in
Yeah.
to buy things that give them peace of mind that help them. Well, with Jheniffer, I think the big one y'all were talking about was saves money.
Correct.
Yeah. Tori, was there a big theme after this course when y'all learned about the 5 key benefits that members are looking for? Was there like a common benefit that your branch talked about a lot, or was it a little bit of everything?
So we really did a lot of everything.
Yeah.
We were very fortunate to have a very healthy blend of newer and very seasoned employees. So those seasoned employees were typically the ones that were on the desk, and for them, they knew the products and services. They knew about the key benefits of those products. So it's not so much that there was a heightened there was one particular theme. I think it was more so like we were talking about earlier. It heightened what was already there, and we pushed more. Actually, I would say it was more about saving the members money, truly. If I had to really come down to it, because the CDs, you want to make them earn money. For the
Yeah.
auto refinances, it's not always necessarily a refinance that's being done to bring the rate down. It's a refinance of a free and clear title to get a member out of debt so
Yeah.
that they have one loan. So that was a big focus. Now that I think about it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. And also what I'm hearing you say is just having these tools of knowing the 5 benefits and how to speak the members'
Mhm.
language. They were competent in knowing how the things work, but they had something that they could quickly go to that spoke the members' language. Really, really good. All right, let's do another one. I think we're going to do maybe, I was going to say 2 more, but it just looks like we've got 3 more questions. So let's just do them all. Here we go. Next one. Oh, this is from coaching. Management is about outcomes. Coaching is about outcomes as well. There's coaching about behaviors. Coaching is about the numbers. All right. So Tori, this might be a little different for you. So Jheniffer will probably. So let's see. Wow. All right. Coaching is about the behaviors. Look at us. All right. So we're all on the same page. So Jheniffer, speak to this a little bit from what you've heard from the old sage of Mike. How does he speak about management versus coaching? What was something that really stood out to you?
What stood out was like the 3 type of coaches, like the
Mm.
leaders. So you have your country club. You don't want to be a country club coach, directive coach, and I don't remember the last one off my head, but that stuck out to me because you want to definitely, a winning coach, right?
Yeah, there we go. That's
Winning
the
coach.
one
I'm
you
like, I
want
know
to
it's
be.
that. It's
Yeah.
winning. So you definitely don't want to just be like if you say, like, if we go in and sell the service and we're trying to change the behavior, you don't just want to take, I can't do it, or I don't want to do it. It's all about like, what are you going to do? You don't want, and then you don't want to be their parent either and be like, you have to do it. No,
Yeah.
that's not what you want to do. So you just want to bring them in, talk to them, see what's going on, and hold them accountable. And behavior is a hard thing to change, but with practice and continuing observation and catching them doing something right, not wrong, they'll help them change their behavior.
Man, 2 things. First, yes, a lot of people when they move into leadership, no one tells them the key part of being a leader is you're going to be changing people's behaviors to meet the team's expectations.
Right.
And that becomes the hardest thing about it. The second thing is selfishly, it's so cool talking to both of y'all and hearing you like reiterate or like put in your own words this stuff that we teach. It's like, man, get this. That is awesome. All right, here we go. We got 2 more questions and then we'll see. Well, maybe we already know might be the winner. Let's see. Scott is the loser. Jheniffer Lawrence, is that what you named yourself? No, Scott's a winner. Look at that. Well, I didn't train the material. Well, I thought we had one more question. Let me see real quick. We do. All right. So I'm in the lead, but let's see if I stay in the lead. All right. When providing a solution, all right, so this is in step 3. What do we want to avoid? Albrecht, I actually think you said this in this podcast episode. Should we avoid feature dumping, avoid benefit dumping, or avoid product pushing? What should we avoid here? All right, everyone's voted. All right. So This is always a tricky
Fear
question
dumping.
because when we talk about the three reluctancies of credit union employees towards sales, one is the fear of being pushy, that used car salesman, but it's the feature dumping. Albrecht, in 10 seconds, what does feature dumping look like?
With our checking account, there's no monthly maintenance fees, no minimum requirements. If you put at least $25 in a member share account, it makes you a member for life. And then your checking account, any dollars up to $25,000 gets 0.1% interest. Any dollars after $25,000 gets 0.01% interest. You get a free debit card, 10 free checks, and bill pay.
I just heard a bunch of numbers. I wasn't expecting you to do that. That's pretty funny. Yeah, you're just overwhelming them. You know, when I trained at one of the PEFQ places, someone had reworded it this, and I thought this was hilarious. They said, feature dumping is spraying and praying. You just spray everything possible and you just pray something sticks. And I was like, yeah, you don't, that's not effective. All right, here we go. The very last question. All right, here we go. And when giving the 10-second referrals, this was a big takeaway for your team, Jheniffer. What do we want to give the member? A handshake or a product resource, some sort of product collateral? What do we teach when we do the product, the 10-second referral? Shaking hands is good. That's what y'all said. But yes, it's product resource collateral. We all are unified. All right, let's see who this winner is. But is it still me, the guy who taught this material, which would make sense? Is it Jheniffer Lawrence or Vroom? It's funny because you've got a picture of a frog. All right. You know what? You're all winners in my heart, but I'm a winner. It feels good. I'm usually a loser. So look at that. We're all up there. Guys, thank y'all so much for being on the podcast. I know that this is going to inspire current leaders to go, man, I didn't think about it that way, or, oh, I should do this. And I know there's people listening that are aspiring to be in leadership. They're emerging leaders or professionals, and hearing y'all talk about this stuff, because sometimes when we do the work, it's easy to get bogged down and forget the impact of it or the importance of it. And then we're just checking off boxes. And then it goes from checking off boxes to cutting corners. And then I'm not even living out my mission because I'm just trying to get to 5 o'clock. So when you come here and you talk about this stuff with the passion and zeal and the impact, it's inspiring so many people. To me, it's life-giving. I've already told you that, which energizes me to keep training this stuff with the passion that I do, because it's easy for that to get bogged down after you do this over and over again. So, Albrecht, anything you want to say in closing?
Well, I want you to all close your eyes, and I want you to imagine a minefield. And this minefield is all the not interesteds in the world. And if I step on a not interested, I'll say, I told you, I don't want to do this to my member. I want to do this for my member. And we've tried this at banks, and it doesn't work. This program is basically giving you all the things you need to do to not step on a not interested. If I'm actively listening, then I can identify the right product. If I'm asking really good open-ended questions, I can identify the right benefit statement. And if I deliver the benefit statement in a way in which they can hear it well and stop talking, then it's really hard for them to say not interested. I mean, just think about it. I just identified they need to make money, and I said, hey, I think I can help you make money. You're probably not going to get a not interested. And so this program is really designed to get people from having their worst fears come true. And the coaching piece is the support that you need to be able to tell someone who's not walking at all in the mine, hey, what are you going to do differently? you got to be able to talk and share this stuff with I'm afraid about the not interested. Well, let's practice, right? And so the sales need support. Without the support, it's really hard to kind of launch it into completion. And so I'm really happy to see these two ladies take that leadership role, offer those training wheels that's needed early on, that catching people doing things right, that encouragement to walk through the mine, and that practice and that role play to be able to find out where the minds are at, the not interested, pushy salesperson minds, so that we can do this every member, every time. That's the bank model. Every member, every time. Where the member is at is the new model, and that takes a little bit of coaching, a little bit of sales skills. So love today's training.
Yeah. Well, we've been trained by y'all. Well, guys, this is the Credit Union Leadership Podcast, where we inspire current and aspiring leaders. Till next time, we'll see you.
Bye. Thank you.
Interested in submitting a question to the Credit Union Leadership Podcast, we want to hear from you. Go in our show notes. We have a link over there, and in that link, it's going to take you to 2 options. You can submit a question written out through email, or you can submit an audio recording through SpeakPipe. We make it super easy. Go to the link in the show notes, click audio recording. Once you click audio recording, it's going to take you straight to a website where you just press the record button. You've got 90 seconds to submit a question or submit you catching doing somebody do it right. And then you just type in your name and email address, and that's it. It comes straight to us, and we'll take it from there. So you don't need to download anything. You don't need to get any new software. You just go to this website, press record, and click submit, and we're good to go. So go to the link in the show notes. Click if you want to submit a question written out or through audio, and we'll take it from there. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.
Many credit union employees shy away from anything that has to do with selling. However, to live out our credit union's mission of improving the financial well-being of its members, selling is a necessity. ServiceStar Consulting is excited to announce a 4-hour live online course called Becoming a Sales Champion, where your employees will understand the concept of relationship selling and give the confidence to your team that helps them to move beyond order taking and into a role of a trusted advisor for your members. Becoming a Sales Champion will equip your employees with the tools and the practices needed to thrive in today's challenging sales environment. This live online workshop includes lecture, breakout sessions, and Q&A with credit union employees from across the country. Learn how to set your credit union up for success at Becoming a Sales Champion workshops already scheduled for the rest of this year on ServiceStarConsulting.com.